All right, everybody, we are on part 6. It's time for the Divas tag match. We're not going to do this the whole time.
What do you mean? I'm kind of close to the mic now.
I don't know what you're talking about there, Tony.
Sasha Banks is teaming up with Becky Lynch.
So we're going to talk about some sweaty balls.
Sweaty balls.
Paul, if you're out there, come back up again sometime.
This Paul.
But Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks are going to face Naomi and Tamina Snuka. And they're going to beat Naomi and Tamina Snuka, obviously, right?
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I'm gonna go with yes. It's gonna happen.
I'm going to
why?
Yes.
I'm just more trying to figure out, is Sasha going to pin one of those two or make them tap out?
No, Tony. She's gonna pin one and make one tap at the same time because she's Sasha Banks.
She's the boss.
The whole effing bank.
Oh man, I just watched The Big Short the other day. So now just imagine all the shit that happens in that movie. It's so much better if Sasha Banks was in there pulling the RVD. You know, everything's gonna go under, the economy's gonna be fucked. The whole fucking bank is going under. So Sasha's clearly priority here.
Yeah.
Bank statement on Naomi. I'm calling it now.
On Naomi?
Yep.
I still like my prediction of she does a bank statement on one and she pins the other.
Well, there is something to be said about Becky Lynch because Becky is in that position where they could throw her into a match at WrestleMania, but they don't have to because she's already had her shit with Charlotte. Shit with Charlotte should have been like the gimmick of that match. But
Sounds like a new show on the network.
it sounds like a terrible show. Really shitty one. Gonna cut Drew off before he starts talking about how ugly Charlotte is, according to himself. But Sasha is somebody who she could have a singles match with Charlotte. I still don't think that she will at WrestleMania. I'm still thinking there's going to be a fatal 4-way, and Paige and Becky Lynch are going to be involved. But if anything happens here, it's going to be Sasha looking strong. And whether she pins Naomi or Tamina or she makes either one of them tap out or whatever, she's clearly the person getting the push out of this one, which kind of means Becky Lynch is going to take a lot of the hits and stuff and sort of plan out exactly what's going to happen from bell to bell for the most part, which kind of makes me not give a shit about this, even more than normal. Wego, I know you got to be super excited about this, right?
I have given up on women's wrestling if it's not in WWE, so I don't have an opinion. I'm just going to walk out.
He's so against this that he's even far away from his microphone.
Oh, really? Is that coming off like quieter now?
Yes.
I thought you were compensating for Drew being right next to the mic.
Oh. Oh, you see, even my microphone says I shouldn't bother.
He's literally distinct. Fuck, never mind. Botching all over the place.
He stinks.
This.
He's dishwasher safe or whatever you're about
Hey
to try to
Tony,
say.
can I say something?
Go ahead and say it. I know you're going to.
Well, it's about fucking time you let me talk. Charlotte Banks, what the fuck?
Charlotte
I
Banks?
Charlotte
Yep.
Banks.
That's a real distinctive name.
It's the name, but you know what? She's still fucking ugly, Tony. She's
Charlotte Banks or Sasha Banks or Charlotte Flair? What are you talking about?
Naomi
Charlotte-
Lynch?
Well, see, the thing is, there's two Charlottes there, so both of the Charlottes are ugly. And if I'm going to talk about Charlotte Flair specifically, she's quite fucking hideous. She's disgusting. So, yeah, and yeah,
Why should that
Yeah.
matter?
because Tony didn't want me to talk about it, and now I am.
Now, you
didn't
saw the
talk
picture
about
that
how
I
attractive
posted.
all the other guys were in the matches so far. Come on, Drew, you're sexist.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Kalisto wears a mask for a reason. Christian and Edge have old people skin, and they look hideous now. And Biggie looks like he would destroy all of us. So he's a swell guy, if I may say.
You just did.
Yeah, he's
You have
pretty
to admit,
swell.
the picture I posted on Mega Maniacs, Charlotte looks good there.
Was she the one on the left or the right?
On the right.
Well, who's the one on the left?
Uh,
See, there you
what's
go. You
her
don't know
name?
who it is. I think you're Look at this.
Kendall Sky, I think her name was
Oh,
in
well.
NXT. She like showed up for a hot minute and then got fired.
See, the thing is, Charlotte doesn't look as bad in that picture because you could barely see that little stud that's like on her chin, and that automatically deducts like 5 points on the hotness scale. So,
And she doesn't have that glitter on the side of her face.
yeah.
What
And-
what the hell's the point in that?
And
No.
also, you don't see her like abstract ass, so that also helps in that picture.
abstract ass. It's like a fucking rhombus shape or something like that.
No, Drew, you said it deducts 5 points on the scale. Now, is this on a 10-point scale or a 100-point scale?
It's on a 5-point scale.
Okay, wow, that's a big cut. Holy shit.
Jeez. Somebody's a little harsh. So Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch, or Charlotte Banks and Tamina Lynch, or whatever Drew was trying to put out there earlier.
Did not say to me on lunch, but go ahead.
Banks and Becky's my pick. Kaylin, what about you?
Banks and Becky.
Lego?
Banks and Becky, because who the fuck wants to like see Tamina get a push in any regard?
I like to see her get pushed off a building.
Well, Drew,
right.
is that happening, or are Banks and Becky winning?
I'm gonna go with lunch and maybe at a bank.
Banks and Becks.
Can eat lunch at the bank.
If you can decipher what the hell we were talking about, tell us what you thought about what we said in the
I
comments
know, what
below.
the fuck was that?
We're all tired tonight. Part 7's coming up next. AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho. Stay tuned.